think I made a song for this girl in kindergarten that I was singing while jumping up and down. I remember my father playing Pink Floyd really loudly from the basement. Sound makes me feel interested, curious. I love hearing interesting new sounds that I haven't heard before. I love hunting for strange sounds, usually in the weirdest places. Hi, my name is Martin Kvale. I work with games as a sound designer and I come from Oslo, Norway. I think I started out doing sound recording with the notion that beautiful looking things have beautiful looking sounds, but you never quite know where an interesting sound's gonna be, and you'll find it at a strange place. I found it very interesting that sound can enhance and build upon the world quite easily. Like, for instance, you have in the game a hallway, and it's just a hallway and it has door-looking pits of the wall, but none of it is real. It's just basically a surface. But with sound everywhere, I can make it seem like there is something behind each room. I can make that into a story. What I find crucial in game sound and game music is character. For it to have a certain unique style that fits well with the overall game, but yet functioning on itself. So different these days what music can be. It's kind of with what the game needs to feel like and how complex it should work. The implementation in the game is basically the mixing. I learned to develop kind of frames, kind of edges and frames that meant that I would know where the different sonic palettes would be, how the music would work, how the sounds would interact. Basically what the audio would mean for the game and what sort of textures would be nice for the game. When working with realistic sounds, I tend to use quite a bit of sampling, as it's easy to kind of take existing sounds and stretch them into somewhere they're not really at before, but yet keeping them sound quite realistic and lively, real. I think everyone can do what I do, sound design, and there's so many aspects to making games that sound is such an important part of the player experience. It's basically 50% of what they perceive in a game. And if you have a sound designer, basically you have someone who can take care of this. When I take my recorder out, I'm really fond of testing out the room's acoustical properties as I walk into them. I'm a big fan of just feeling my environment in that really good way. I make a click sound really often when I go into a new space that I think could have some good acoustic reverb. Working in games, well, I guess you can compare it to any kind of artistic media. When it's rough, it's hard. It's been many nights where there's been very little sleep. I remember working on a project once when I was really sick, but I was still doing, 22-hour days. Yeah, you have hard times, man, but you also have the good, and doing what you do really weighs up for the rough periods. I think it's easy to meet people within independent games because we're all creatives and we're all curious what other people are doing. It's good. It's so free. It's a very free form of sharing. How at least for me and quite a few people I know, it's something to desire to actually share information. If people come up to me and ask for questions about audio, I'm happy to give out free advice. I'm happy to teach methods, techniques, whatever I can do to progressively make the people around me better at what they do. I think that's a really nice thing to do anyways, and if it doesn't take too much time for me, it's something I happily do. I guess when it comes to life and living, I like to see the world in shades of grey. There's no absolutes so far that I've found. I think you don't really meet evil people, you don't really meet good people, you just meet people that are different.